Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. So what's left when I am not busy with my life? That's what is not personal. That's why it's called what is. And know that this is what you are, as everybody, every living being is. The direct consequence of that naked obviousness is maybe a moment of peaceful mind, no mind, which appears, which is a translation of the mind. So it will disappear as well. So don't confuse what appears for what is left when one is not busy with his mind. Experiences will appear and disappear. What is, it's an indication, never appears, so it will never disappear. So whatever appears and disappears in time and space. So don't try to have this concept that you can make time and space a fixed or eternal or permanent something. So don't try to have a kind of no mind in this world. I tell you, what doesn't appear never disappears. And that's what you are, as not personally. That's what all is. So, that's it. Any question, any doubt, any conviction? Welcome. Maybe I can add, this is always here now. It will never be attained at some point. It's just here now. It doesn't need attainment. Nobody realizes it. It's just here now. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. That will disappear soon. And the drinker too. So at some point of your search, if there is still a search, of this journey of search, you have to hear that. Sorry, I forgot. It will come back, maybe. Yeah, you have to hear that liberation, enlightenment is also a myth. It's also a concept very useful probably to remove the concept of ignorance or dullness or whatever. It has its purpose, but the purpose, ultimate purpose, is to hear that there is nothing like ignorance or bondage, and there is nothing like liberation. But what can or happens is that you can be liberated from the tyranny to believe that your mind says something absolute or real. What a relief. And this doesn't happen in the life of time. In life, you have only ephemeral experiences. Don't figure out a concept where it happens. Don't allow your mind to figure out. That is a real freedom from its tyranny. Yeah. Hi.
Good morning. So when we are talking about that beyond all the perceptions which are appearing and disappearing, there is something that is not personal. Do we want to express with this that there's nothing to identify with? There's nothing. I mean, what is not personal? It is universal and it is not to be identified with. And attached, hooked on, attracted or rejected or whatever. But it is what it is. It is we can stay with this in a state of equanimity. Is it what you want to express with there is nothing
I don't
personal?
know, because I don't try to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know if we speak of the same, because I don't know what it is. I don't try to figure it out. Because whenever I saw the mind tries to describe its experience of having left the daily experiences behind, then it grasps something more true, more real it has a flavor like that. It's still the mind, so I don't want to be again fooled, because if it is still the mind, it was not there before, suddenly it appears, it's revealed to you, it will disappear, and then what? Again, you will search. So I don't propose that. It's unavoidable to have experiences of no mind, of vastitude, of the beyond, of the prior, of, oh, I'm freed now from all this illusion. But they are expressions. And if you fix that expression, that experience for it, when it disappears, when suddenly the person is identified, you say, fuck, I lost it. And then you search again, or you make a trick to I don't know what. You see, so be free to live with no figuring out. And that will, of course, it's just here now. So if you put yourself in the past, in the present of the time, in the future, it may not be obvious. But I cannot say more. But what I cannot say more, yeah.
And that is enough, thank you.
Okay. A person definitively has not attained anything. And it doesn't lead to depression, because you spent all your life searching and then you hear you cannot attain what you are searching. It's just to be freed from the tyranny to limit oneself to somebody, maybe. So, and that somebody will definitively appear probably 90% of the time, or even more, till he dies, till the last breath. So, you know. It doesn't matter.
I love this humbleness in not claiming anything. That is so
Yeah, it
such
is,
a relief.
it's not humbleness, it's really boom. Because, you know, many religious people are humble. My master was not an humble man, but he was free, no doubt, not as someone, but he was, I don't know, through him, one could project freedom. So, be careful with the qualities. Qualities.
One of the other days you were mentioning something considering surrendering, and that even the idea to surrender is a fake idea, because who might surrender? And yeah, I think that is
Good.
now touching the same point when you reject my expression of humbleness. You say, who
No,
might be
reject.
humble?
I don't reject it, but I point out. Yeah.
You relativate.
Yeah.
And that, that is the right word.
Yeah.
Sorry for my weird English.
No, please. Don't be too humble. It's okay.
I'm not too proud, because very often in my life, English people were admiring my sophisticated expression. That's both fake and both shit.
It is just what it appears. So. That's why I don't like to speak of ego. You see, for me, ego doesn't exist. There is probably, and no doubt, an I appearing and disappearing. Because when you have an ego, it has this, then you have to polish it, you have to purify it, you have to make it diminished and humble, so humble that, and so on and so on. There is no ego. Just be simple. I appears. Okay, yeah, I appears, sure. But know the nature of things. Just, and keep quiet. Yeah. And that can be seen, not with the eyes, of course, but just now. It will always be just now. Just now. Now, if a mind is not quiet, please tell your preoccupation, your doubt, your whatever.
I have a question about the vigilance or something that I start to notice.
Yeah.
Because I somehow have the feeling that to be vigilant doesn't involve any action of the body or of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I have this idea or to...
Sometimes what?
Sometimes comes this idea or this longing to, for example, sit quietly, but it's often already an idea to do something in the future.
You just do and forget. Don't make it complicated. If you want to sit, you sit. So, what's the question? That there is something busy in the mind? You cannot, you see, what you want to experience or knowing it's not an experience, what you want to attain knowing it's not an attainment, it cannot be an attainment because it is just now, and just now is when one is not busy with the mind. Where is someone when one is not busy with the mind? If one is busy with liberation, enlightenment, is still there, that someone. So he will search because he doesn't feel he attained what he wants. If you don't believe anymore this concept of you have to work on you, or you have to be more prepared, or that there must be a background better to receive what is natural to all beings. It's a concept, it's the mind, the fabrication of the mind which loves to delay. Mind is in time, so it delays all the time, it's always in the future. Or it was in the past and it's no more now, so it will be in the future again. is just now wherever position you have. But just now, not in time, if I can describe. Just now, when the mind, it's just now, obviously, because it's always just now, but let's say it's just now, obviously, when you don't stir up the mind. And as I say, you may have then an experience of no mind or a quiet mind, and this is an expression of what is, which never appears and disappears. Now, if I didn't reply your question, you can ask again. Huh? Tell me, I don't understand.
I just don't know what is. I just don't know what is coming at this moment, so maybe I can just let it come. I think it's the disappointment of my mind that I never.
But don't listen to your mind. It will bring you something. Then it's an attainment, he's happy. Or it will bring disappointment because you don't have attained a concept you have of what is. Don't listen to your mind. Is it so difficult? You suffer because you listen to your mind. I tell you, don't listen. Again, I have with my don't, but I don't know how to express it. I will not say, I suggest you. No, don't listen to your mind. That's it. It's too long. I give too much compassion to the mind if I say, I propose, that you don't, no, it would be that, oh, you don't know, I have not this language. Anyway. Boom, boom. Otherwise, you are in the mind. What to do? And boom, boom, also, the mind appears. But then you know what is the mind, you know the nature of what appears and disappears, once for all. And in this life, to be freed from the mind and the minder, will obviously appear as an experience, don't worry, but otherwise you will be busy with your mind, but you know once for all, you are not fooled even when you are identified at times. So I cannot explain better than that. Maybe it doesn't make sense to the mind. Just it shows that it is not listening to the mind that you will finally be quiet with that search. It's not by listening to the mind. The mind goes there, bondage and all the degrees of it, and light goes there, progress to enlightenment or even enlightenment. It's all opposite things, means duality, means the mind. liberated to have this compulsion or this need to believe in any movement of the mind. They will happen, they will appear, they will disappear. But the belief disappears totally. It's so not caught or catchable by the mind that, you see, if I would say, oh, I'm never identified, it's not true. But if I was believing that this is the proof, I would not be sitting here. It's because I know, and it is not catchable by the mind, that identification or not, something once showed me that all this is the mind. And I am not only the mind, surely not. Like everybody just now is what I try to speak about. Everybody, every living being, everything. But it is nearer than your own retina. You cannot objectify it. So that indication, keep quiet, is just, don't think it is keeping quiet the thing, but keep quiet, it is so yourself that you cannot objectify it. The teachings generally, they are troublesome because, for example, they say here it is the ego, this is yourself, and you have to go this way, this way, this way, you will find being. No, the teaching should say you are always here. It's an illusion, it's a mistake to think that you are there. So if you are always here, which effort you have to make? You have just to drop efforts. You have just to drop to believe in your mind. That's all. And that can happen just now. Just now. Because this never appears. It's always here. It's even being can be a concept, but just to make it, it's a being, it's not a becoming which was young and then getting old and all that. It's not that. It's being. Because of that, everything appears and dies. Huh? So, when you will, when? Just now. You have not to go anywhere. Any direction is the mind. Nothing wrong with it, but know it. That's all. And I can explain what is a glimpse, the phenomena of glimpses you see. Again, I have to take a cup. Okay. So, I'm searching. I'm a serious and worthy seeker and whatever. Okay, I follow the indication, my master, I am devotional, serviceful and whatnot. Okay, so, because of that, there is a kind of attainment in the search. You go in, so in, and then you disappear. Wow, that's it? No, finally I see what it is, but then the mind comes back and you are here again. Because this was the base of your search and attainment. So you go back there. And the problem is that only, in fact. You have to hear, you have never been this alone. Everything is here. Eventually this appears as its life disappears. So you are already here. There is no movement to make. There is no search to follow. Of course, to hear this, you may take years. But one day, and I have to tell, I am not going to go and to be kind enough with your search. Because in the search, at some point, when you broke your head and you have seen there is no exit here, of course there is no exit because you made a wrong movement. It will never be a result of a movement. You are it, and everything else appears and disappears. So I am not, people say, oh, this new age Advaitist, they say no efforts. Huh? Yes, no efforts. But to hear this, you awakens with this when you made tremendous efforts. But I am not endorsing efforts. It's not my job. I tell you, be freed. To believe you have to make efforts. Okay? And if you still need to make effort, you have to go somewhere else and break your head and come back if you like. It has nothing to do with new Advaita, old Advaita, ancient Advaita. It has nothing to do with Advaita. It has no name. So please do not hesitate to ask any question. I will not be so furious all the time. It's your birthright to be freed from that search, really. So, welcome. Yeah. The mic.
Hey, Ganga. If you don't mind, I will remind you when you start shouting.
Oh, I don't hear well. What?
I can speak louder?
Maybe.
This is the effect of shouting, right? Not joking. So, I just said, I will remind you if you start shouting at me, right? This is a joke, so do you hear me?
Yes, I hear.
Okay, I'm not sure. Because I don't see you smile for that. Okay. So, the thing is, when I go there, I disappear. So I don't notice I am there. Correct?
Not correct, because the mind after says, I was not there. You tell it yourself.
Well, in fact, yes and no. And this is a real question, right? Because I remember, for instance, this summer, I was on the seat over there in front of you, and at some point you say, oh, whatever, I was pseudo-silent, and you said, oh, well done, or here you are, or something like this. And later I realized, why did you say that? And it's only later that I realized I was absent. But of course, I was not there to see I was absent, right? So if I take Leila's point, the point is, if I take your cup metaphor, when I am inside and there is no cup, so I am not here, I will not notice I am not there, or very rarely. For instance, I try right now.
Yeah.
Just,
Then what's the problem?
no, I mean, then.
The problem is that you want to notice it.
No, but then I realize.
Yes?
Yeah, okay, no, I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for an experience.
Because that are called the enlightened ones.
No, that's okay. I drop that stuff. I mean, for me, it's clear.
Okay.
But then I say, you, from a conscious mind viewpoint, I can seek all my life, not knowing that when this conscious mind is not there, it's okay, because I never notice when I'm not there. You see the issue. It's good for the gurus, by the way, because if I pay you by the hour, I will keep on coming back. Because I never notice when I disappear, right? I'm joking, right? Because I was wondering...
It's true that it is only in the human mind it looks that we speak of enlightenment, liberation and all those things, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Then what? If we have this search, we have to solve it, isn't it? Maybe an animal, I don't think they have that search. And they are that too. Okay? And when we all die, we are all in the same. So the human being, when he searches, he suffers, and he may need to know it before dying. That's what we are doing, you know. Then what? Our mind is sophisticated. But you have to know that whatever you say in the mind is the mind. That's all. That's all. Other beings, they don't have this problem. And they are not less that than us. Again, it's the mind which is the complication. If you look to any retina of any being with worm, it's difficult because we don't see well the retina of worms. But if you look, they are all where one is. All, everything. What makes difference is it's when the mind starts to appear. So it's a preoccupation of the humans. And not for everybody. Some have that. So it has to be solved, no? It has to be solved. That's why satsang are given. But it's not only through satsang, but it's one of those means. But what I see with the humans is that once you have this experience, oh, I was not there. Generally we say, oh, you don't say I am not there, you say I was not there. Then you believe that that's the truth It's an experience. That has to be known. That has to be pointed out. Then maybe the search disappears. Otherwise, you will want to repeat that again and again to be a true being. Good luck. You will not attain that. Satsang has been created for those who ask about God or about the truth or the reality or of what is all this and so on, you know. Otherwise, other living beings, if they don't ask this question, then what? There is no problem also. But once you have that question, it troubles. It does trouble. Yeah. So it is not our very elaborated mind which is enlightened. So it will never be artificial intelligence which is much more a smart mind which will be enlightened.
Well, yeah, in fact, my belief is that the mind is the issue and not the...
I don't hear.
In my opinion,
Ah.
I believe the mind is the problem, not the solution, right? The mind is the problem. Yeah, it's the obstacle, in fact.
It looks like, yeah. But it's not a problem when you have seen its nature. You want? Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a question. Yeah, it's not a question. I just feel really moved to share with you. You said on Friday, you said that you love it and it loves you. I'm just so struck. That I love it and it loves me.
Don't go farther.
Thank you.
It seems that I create the same loops as ever and ever.
Yeah. You see them.
Can you speak up?
I see, but
Ah,
it's not.
it's not going on. Oops. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
so it's
okay.
the same, and I don't know how.
No, you see the loops.
I see. I see.
So remain as the seer. Loops are not important. Remain as the seer. And when loops look like very important and you know they're loops, it comes from the seer. It disappears in the seer.
Will it be a time when the knowing is enough? I mean, I will know enough that it's only a loop.
That knowing is not with the mind, I don't know how to say it. It's striking fact. I am the seer. Tell me, where is the seer? Where is it? If you are not struck by it, where is it? Yes, exactly. Because you are it, you cannot objectify. You are that. Everything else is a loop.
I'm searching it again and again. I want to search it again and again.
Searching what?
This year.
No. If you search, you look at the loop. The search is a loop. It's a movement. I tell you, there is nothing wrong with loops, but know that it's a loop. There is no compromise here. Everything which appears is a loop. You see it. Sometimes you feel you don't see it, you are in it, but then you wake up and suddenly you see it. Who sees it? That's what is. And that makes the search disappear. Because loops will go until your last breath. If you fix it, it's meant to be fixed. If you cannot fix it, it's meant not to be fixed. Loops are like that. But at least you don't go to the loop, I am searching who I am, which gives a great suffering. It is based on great anxiety. So be freed from that. What do you see just now?
I guess loops, loops.
Yeah, but give yourself a moment not to be obsessed by loops. Just to allow yourself to be nakedly yourself. Even a fraction of a second, it doesn't matter. But at least then you will not search anymore. Who are you? Tell me who are you. Tell me anything. Tell me anything.
Yeah, I'm the one who is again and again lost.
But you see it, so you cannot be what you see. Who sees that? That's the seer. Or if you will prefer, that's that. That's what you are. And then from there you see things.
For a moment I can rest there and then
Yeah, but
I
you
want
know
to
then, you
look
know the nature of what's going on. Not always, but you wake up always because that loves you. We'll come back to this. That takes you, it wakes you up. You see, in this manifestation, you cannot, this is a spiritual idea which is a poisonous idea. You cannot believe and think that as a manifested being, loving reality or God or whatever, you will always be awareness itself and whatnot. But you forget those foolish phantasmagories of the mind. Please. Please, otherwise you will suffer. You already suffer enough. Enough of this. So, loops, yeah, loops. I'm always in loops too. Look, this is a loop. To be here is a loop for me. You cannot escape loops. But when you keep quiet a second, only with yourself, you definitively know a loop. Even if I forget when I am forgetting, I'm totally in that. But then when it disappears, nothing happened. I mean, it's like, no. So I cannot explain well, but are you ever lost? If you really speak of what is, you may speak of you as a being, you may speak of loops, of movements, of appearances. But from where do you speak of that? From where all this disappears? You cannot objectify it, you are it. But you are it. I mean, it's like you will not search anymore for it because you are it. Don't expect a special experience, because if it is an experience, it will again disappear. You remove the dust.
I think I have to put it here, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to ask you,
Yeah.
is consciousness a frequency?
If it is a frequency, it is going to die with you.
Again, please.
If it is a frequency, you see it, you experience it, but when you die, it dies with you. So I don't refer to that.
Yeah, okay. So as long, I mean, I realize that my mind is very clever.
Yeah, sure.
It grabs. Now it's gone.
The frequency is
It
gone.
grabs. Okay, I speak it on.
It's coming back, but you can speak.
The frequency. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have to recall what I wanted to say. If consciousness is a frequency, because at the moment I'm a human being, and I would explain it like that it is a frequency, but as you say, when I die, it's a still frequency, it's still, but this consciousness or this frequency is in everything, or this consciousness.
But why do you call it a frequency? What's the point?
I don't know, I'm just asking.
Because if you call a frequency, it's something, it's an appearance, no? It's a very primal, maybe original frequency,
Yeah.
which abides the creation and which allows the multiplications and all that, okay?
Mhm.
But it is an expression already of what is.
Yes.
And if you base, your revelation, your knowledge that this is it,
Yeah.
you will be fooled because
Yes.
it can disappear when you sleep. Where is the frequency? Who speaks of frequency? And when you die, still more. So it's better not to confuse it with anything which appears.
I get that.
Okay,
I get
great.
that. That's,
Lucky
that's
you.
fine. That's fine. It's only being a human with a mind that you want to try, and I know that is wrong.
No,
I
no,
know
tell me.
that
No,
is
no,
wrong,
it's
because
okay.
I don't really need it. Because I'm that. I understand that. I'm that.
Okay.
Without anything.
So the subject loses its importance.
Yes, you were talking about the being. You were talking about the being. The being is in everything.
Is in everything.
It's everywhere.
Is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
As an experience, we will speak like that, yeah.
The being is everywhere.
As an experience, one speaks like
yeah,
that.
Okay. But the being really is nothing.
Why do you want? You see, the need or the joy to express what it is will make you not be what it is, obviously.
Correct.
So it's okay. But then if you base your freedom or whatever liberation on this knowledge or this description, you will never be quiet with yourself. It will not be a life, it will be a memory.
Okay. Okay. If
And it will take over.
Move into what I am.
You have not to move.
No, if I am what I am.
Yeah.
And
If is gone. But I am what I am. Yeah.
if I am what I am, and I move in that unconsciously or whatever, I mean, I'm here, I'm in a body,
Yeah.
you know, like, I sometimes realize that people, having worked with mentally handicapped and people in mental home and so on, I realized that those people are closer to that than anybody else because their
Nobody is
mind there.
closer. Nobody is closer. Everybody is it.
Yeah, okay.
No, but really.
Okay, but they're. I understand, that's fine. That's I know. But I just want to. I know I can be still and say nothing, and that would be, I'm that. Not even probably. You will always.
Even when you speak and say foolish things and are in the market, you are that. Huh?
Yeah, you are that. Yes, I'm also that. That is everywhere. That is everywhere.
You can say so, but then this knowledge will trouble you, because when you will be somewhere and troubled, what you will say then? You will remember, I know it's everywhere. Don't depend on your knowledge.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was going to say. I wanted to say, really, if I had to kick out my mind,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I probably will be there.
You are there even with
Yeah,
your
I'm
mind.
there with my mind, but my mind cheats me.
The mind cheats.
Yeah.
Because not willingly maybe, but with its dual nature, with its limitation, yeah?
Yeah.
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 So why do you believe so much everywhere and all those things if it cheats you?
Yes.
Ah.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know you will. I can't say anything without being fooled.
Yeah, okay. Then.
Yeah, but it's good to explain this
Sure.
and then to realize that I'm fooled through my mind all my life. Only when I leave my life, then I will be.
But it can be just now.
Yeah,
You can
it can
have
be
moments.
just now, but my mind is not letting me.
Ah, really? Why?
It's
Why do you
clever,
think
it's
so?
clever, that mind.
Huh?
It tries to cheat me.
Yeah, but you see it.
I see it, yes. I
And
see it.
so, from where do you see it?
Sorry?
From where do you see it?
From where?
Keep quiet there.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes. Okay. Thank you. It's that. No, I shouldn't. But I just. It's the tiniest little bit of myself, of what I am, that now speaks to you. Because but really, if that tiniest bit, whatever it is, let's go, it says. Ganga Mira is right. Stop.
Let's see if it works. Thank you. From what she was sharing, actually, just came in metaphor. that
Speak a
was-
little louder, please.
Okay. From what she was sharing, just came to me a type of a metaphor that I experienced inside some days ago, and it's maybe there is like as if it was an inner child
Oh,
That's
it's
really-
already a rotten fish a few days ago, you know.
What? Sir?
It's a rotten fish, that child, a few days back.
I didn't understand what you said. Sorry.
You have to. It's
Well,
a koan.
I'll try to show what I was saying. So it's like, let's say there is water, and then the child wants to drink water, and then the mother says, "Oh, this is water. You can drink it. It's coming from this source. Let's say it's sprouting from this rock in the middle of nature. You can drink it." And then maybe the child, instead of just drinking the water, is asking, "But where is this water coming from? Like, why does it come from the stone? Like, how does it happen? Where does it sprout from, etc.?" Instead of just drinking the water. So it's as if inside, when I see this child asking all those things that may not be necessary, there is also at the same time an inner wise adult or something, or elder, that already knows what is to be done, and that's just it, independent on understanding why this or why that, or those explanations. So it just came to me because maybe what you were sharing was something like you perceive this inner child, you perceive this inner adult in that sense.
But I think,
Yeah, maybe
look, I am a dictator in satsang. When I speak to someone, I don't like that somebody else tells, even if it is the truth, because it has been direct. She doesn't need now her mind to understand. You agree?
Agree.
So if you understand it's perfect, you know, I don't even need to enter here. But nobody here came for you. They came to hear from me. I'm sorry.
That's no problem. Thank you for sharing this. That's okay.
Otherwise it's too much mind.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So-
much for this satsang. I want to say I have nothing to complain about your satsang. I have to say I have nothing to complain here. It's really, I love that it's crushing me and it's very clear. I have only one thing. I'm afraid then we leave and the satsang is over and then we come back.
Satsang is never over, like
I
the
want-
master never dies.
I will
Never
not-
forget.
Let's see.
No, let's see, it's too much. The mind has get power on you.
Yeah.
It is like this.
I said, that's it. I said,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
I said
it.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Sorry, another question. I wanted to ask you, is the universe alive?
I don't understand the question. What do you mean?
Shall I speak again?
No, alive.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you mean.
Okay. If I say alive, I can possibly say, is it aware?
Everything is awareness itself.
Is awareness?
That you know it or not.
What is awareness?
If I tell you again it's something, I would not make that foolishness.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Please.
Very good.
So, something more? Otherwise, yeah, please.
You said something like, however you are being, like everybody is what they are, no matter, you know, what they are doing or thinking, like in the most profound sense, we are, in whatever state we are still what we are. Does it make a difference for you if you are aware of that or if you kind of not aware?
I cannot be aware of that. Then it becomes a beautiful experience. I'm aware of it and I enjoy, but it will go. You cannot make it an experience. Or all experiences come from there anyway, is that itself. But you cannot think that one experience is more real than another. Very strangely. But of course, undoubtedly, those experiences may dawn on you, but know that they are experiences so that you don't run to fix or to try to believe that one day you will be always like that. Can never be always like an experience appears.
But you said something to the lady with the loop. You said, see, be the seeing. You are...
Just for once.
Yeah.
Just for
okay.
once.
Not as an advice to be that all the time.
You are that all the time. That's what you don't see.
Yeah,
you
right.
are that all the time, but you have to dedicate a split second nakedly to that, to not to search anymore, because things are like that. You have seen once for all. You see? And no experience will stop the search. It may fool you in telling, yes, it's always there, even though, that's another thing. But no experience will stop the seeker. Even the experience, I'm aware of that. You know?
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Great. But of course, one enjoys, as he enjoys a good cup of coffee, but it is still better cup of coffee, a barista maybe. But you will not run after it when it disappears.
Sorry, one last question. When you move in your life, you move as that with an experience.
No, I move as a woman who was born
As a
and who will die.
You move as a woman of
Who is born?
who is born. Who is born.
Yeah,
Okay.
what moves is born at some point, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And you remain.
And it will die also.
You in that. You remain in that. But
It doesn't work like that. You don't ask. You see, once you have seen, you don't need to check, am I that and all that. That is in the journey of seeking. So you are freed from that. Imagine, you are freed to be worried with the mind. Am I still that? Because if you still say, am I that? You can check with some reference. Where is the reference? It's a concept of no mind, of vastitude, of all this. We know those things. And we cherish those things because the human feels well, feels, many better, faster feelings. But it's still an experience. So don't be fooled by experience. You are that from where all this arises and disappears. This is the most precious.
Yeah.
The most precious.
So this is
Nothing will equal that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you. That is what I wanted to hear.
And if you want to speak of a life, those who search, those who finally keep quiet and all, as I see, the life doesn't give them anymore a metaphysical search, you see. Sometimes they are busy, sometimes they are not. It's no more questionable. It's like this. Okay? So there is, in the eyes of others, probably absolutely no difference with any other life.
It just happens.
What?
Okay.
Thank you very much.